Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your ear.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. Special guest here this morning.
He's back.
He's back. Kanye West.
What's up?
I didn't think it was going to happen. I bet I said Kanye's not going to come back up here after it was a wrap.
No, I'm coming back every time.
Well, let me start with some positivity, man. I think Only One and Wolves are dope records.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I think they're really dope tunes.
Yeah.
Wow, this is starting way different than the last one.
But I don't like 4 5 seconds, and that's why did you do that on the Grammy?
I do like 4 or 5 seconds though.
We love that song.
I don't like the auto-tune when you sing, but I like 4 or 5 seconds.
I don't like auto-tune either, but I need it.
Really? Why? I mean, I hear people say that. Why though?
Cause I can like bend my voice in other ways, like at the end of Runaway and everything. I like to do that.
Got you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And thank you for inviting me to the fashion show as well.
Oh, yeah.
We thought it was a setup, and he was going to walk in.
He definitely thought it was a setup. He said he's going to get beat up in there. It's going to be he's going to get jumped. But no, it wasn't.
I felt like it was only right. You came here. You know what I'm saying? You threw all the slander. So why wouldn't I come to the fashion show?
Yeah.
But you put him next to Drake, which was kind of awkward.
He didn't put me next to Drake.
Oh, they put you next to Drake.
I went to stand
Charlie
in
was
the
standing
back,
by
and
Drake
Drake
the whole
happened
time.
to be back there.
That's kind of awkward.
Yes.
Now let's talk about first your shoes that just released. Yeezy Boost.
Yeah, I heard y'all don't like those.
No, not
Okay.
y'all. I
No.
said that I actually have a pair of shoes that look like similar to them, and I like them.
That's not a good thing when a girl has shoes that look like men's shoes. But I like the black colorway. The gray colorway, when I first saw them, they looked like a paper mache project. But the black ones look tough.
Yeah, we coming with the black ones real soon.
But that is a big accomplishment for you. You put that out, limited run first, right? Sold out, and now people are buying them online for over $1,500.
$1,500 for them.
Yeah, I didn't want them to be limited, actually. That's something that the company did. I really want as many people to get them as possible. You know, I don't want the price to be $350. I don't want to play this like sneaker culture game and all this, so they be reselling them for high prices and stuff. I just want people to just have what I made. Like ain't no limited release of the college dropout, you know, a limited release of graduation, you know, and I think in clothing right now it's a real separatism, you know, like it's $5,000 sweatshirts and all, everybody spending that money to try to show up in the club and act like they, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we need to spend that money on our families and stuff. So my point of what I'm doing in clothing right now is I'm going and taking the talent. Like I just came from the Ralph show and I was talking to Ralph and I was like, man, I need your help, you know, because you know how to make clothes and I think I know what, you know, my generation wants. But it's very difficult, you know, if you don't have that production and that experience like what Ralph has. And it's really difficult to get those price points like the Zara and H&M price points if you don't got the factories, if you don't got the boats and stuff. I mean, I talked about this before.
So why is it $350? Like, because it's hard to.
I have no idea. They just priced it that. I think that they just, you know what? I think their logic was they didn't want it to go from the other company and go to Adidas and they'd be like, man, why they drop the price?
Shoes.
Yeah, because sometimes the public won't always understand the transition. You know, like Steve Jobs always had the iPad in his head, but he couldn't do it coming from a keyboard and a floppy disk to the iPad. You know, you had to walk people into this.
I thought the whole idea with you going to Adidas is you had more control and it was your
over price points and stuff
and you
like
could
that.
do everything.
Yeah, I do have a lot more. At least I could do something, you know. But any relationship that starts off, you ain't gonna have all the control.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a marriage. Usually the first year of any situation is the toughest. And then when you guys start to communicate, you know, it could be powerful.
Now explain the sneaker a little bit because I'm a sneakerhead. I have tons of sneakers and I assumed it to be like, I don't like to compare, but the other sneakers that you released, they were leather. They were more of a sneaker. Like you could ball out in the other sneakers. This one, I don't think I could play basketball.
You actually could play basketball in this one better than the other ones. It's been, because first of all, it's got Boost, which is the best technology. And I'm not just saying that contractually with Adidas. I'm saying that for someone who goes to the gym. And if I wear like my, you know, Boost, actually I feel better because I have problems with the back of my Achilles from performing so much. And it actually.
No, I did say fat girls with cankles look like it'd be comfortable for them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working on it. People joke that they look sort of like the Uggs, right? But what's so bugged out is I'm really working on trying to make a sexier Ugg. Because you see Uggs all the time.
They are comfortable.
Yeah. And I see, you know, I see stuff from the future, and I'm always like, I'm such a futurist that I have to like slow down and talk in the present, you know, and this was a proposition to where I think, shoes will go. I think the color palettes, all this, the red over here and the 30 different colors away and the Black History Month version and all that, I think that's going to be out of there in the future. This is for me, as humbly, I would say I'm the most influential person in footwear right now.
There's no way to humbly say that, sir.
I say truthfully.
Okay.
I'm the most influential person in footwear. So,
Jordan.
When it comes well, those are re-releases, but when it comes to new sneakers, I think he is absolutely.
Now, how hard is it to get that balance between wanting to get something that people can afford, but then also wanting to use those materials and make things really special? Things that make you more creative.
Yeah, those materials is all a game that the factories play too. If silk is in style, silk is more expensive from the factories. Mm-hmm. You can get everything for a better price. It's all in like how you negotiate with the factories. Mm-hmm. And my end goal 10 years from now will be to have everything at a Zara level. Like, I think Steve made it where phones wasn't a show of class anymore. You had the Virtu phone, you bust a $4,000 phone, you felt like you was better than somebody. And
I don't understand this rich talk at all.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Nike phone posits when you said phones.
Yeah, with the phone, I'm talking about the Virtu phone.
Phone.
Yeah,
phone.
phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that clear speaker. I had this car accident and everything, and it just ever since then I've been like a mumble mouth. So, but what I'm saying is, right now people will try to put on a jacket to try to act like they better than you. Mm-hmm. And I think this idea of being better than the next man is it's the wrong mentality in the first place. Like we were born into a broken world that's been separated by race, religion, and class.
But you confuse me when you say stuff like that, though, because you do act like you're better than people sometimes.
No.
Like the Grammys is a great example. When you get up and you tell everybody to respect the artistry, but it's like you're not respecting the art.
Yeah, that donkey today again too.
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah, and I deserved it, man. That was completely hypocritical. And I was the other. I'm gonna go ahead, tell y'all like the other day, like I went to dinner and sat down with Taylor Swift, right? And ironically, they were like playing the Beck album.
Ironically, or you think they did that on purpose?
No, maybe they did it on purpose so I could finally hear it. I was like, man.
So you hadn't even heard it when you did the Grammy?
I was like, man, this is like kind of good. I ain't even gonna lie.
So you hadn't even heard the Beck album when you did the Ring?
Nah, I hadn't even heard it, man.
You do that all the time, Charlamagne. You do that all the time.
But
you say somebody's whack without hearing the album.
No, that's not true. What did I say? I said I can't even say if Beck didn't deserve it because I didn't hear it.
And that was an argument that we had because I was like, well, Kanye might not even know. A lot of people had never heard Beck, and I said I never heard it. So, but people were saying, no, I'm sure he heard it. He had to have heard it to say that.
You know what? I bet you that album is really good. I'm gonna listen to the album. Maybe it was potentially an album of the year, but the Grammys are still, they have a commercial component to it. Mm-hmm. And they want to sell commercials, so if they have, these big superstars sitting in the audience and advertise that they upcoming next, performing, that's what they're trying to do to get those views. Mm-hmm. You don't have these people sitting here and then have them like their hearts beating and stuff. We work too hard to deal with all that. Man, we ain't got no time for be like losing in a situation where because who's winning? We ain't getting none of that advertising money. Mm-hmm. Don't play with us. That's what my main point is. But
why do these big superstars go where they're tolerated? Like people like yourself, you're tolerated but not celebrated. Like when it comes to like the Soul Train Awards or BET Hip Hop Awards, BET Awards, you'll hear Kanye won, but Kanye's not here to accept this award on the map. That's
why we need to support the people that support us, and not just particularly just a black thing. We always say, it's black show, this, that. But, it just needs to be, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. I ain't got the answers of how to change the voting system. I ain't got the answers to, how to make it where everyone is honored in the proper way. And sometimes maybe it's two people that should win. Right. Who's to say who should win? But I think it'd be a class thing too, because people, it carries more weight if you win a Grammy than if you win a BET award. Right. So we still go.
Says who though?
Says society, and that's what this is about. This is why I respect this show, because this is a voice of society. This is the voice of, I say, the barbershop. This is the voice of the streets, and this is Grammys is it's a statement of class and stuff. Like you go to my house, I'm gonna hit the stump button for a second. You see my 21 Grammys laid out that my wife forced me to take out of the bathroom and put in one place.
That's why it's interesting to hear you get at the Grammys, because you could be selfish and say, well, I got 21, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think I deserve more, but You know, it's all, like I said, we was born into a world that's separated by class and race and religion.
Mm-hmm.
So class is one of the things that people want. You want to be upper class, you want to be first class. But in a plane crash, everybody dead.
Right.
It ain't no class then, it's just a whole crash. You know, some of the things when I first came up with the idea, Donda, and I was tweeting out all these ideas, airplane design, this design. Like, you know, you see, of course, like me and, you know, Kim, we can take private, but, you know, we really, you know, we wanna be in the airport. We wanna be next to the people. I get inspiration when I see what people are wearing. I get inspiration when I see what people are going through. When people like walking a line slower, or getting patted down or whatever. That's, you know, I gotta tell you this one story about class. I was going to London, where I'm going tonight, and I was in the first class line, and it was real crowded. And I looked over at the coach line for customs, and it's completely empty. We went over to the coach line and got through right away. Mm-hmm. And everybody was sitting there with their Hermes belts and their big hats. They didn't want to lower their class in order to like get through faster when time is the only luxury.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff that I've been learning over the past couple years. And I use my money and my position and my relationships to learn about class. But my approach, I think, is a bit more Robin Hood now.
It's more ghetto. You still, even though you're getting up in class, it's still ratchet.
Yeah, I guess, you know, I mean, ghetto was fun. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm from Chicago. My wife got a big ass, you know what I'm saying? We stay ghetto. You know?
Did you reach out to Beck after, though? Did you reach out to Beck after you heard his album? Like, maybe I slipped up a little bit, or maybe I went too far.
Yes, I got his number, and I was supposed to call, but I just keep forgetting.
Wait, you did not forget.
Hey,
you just don't know what to say.
Don't feel bad, because we didn't know. I thought Beck was a bit until you jumped on it.
He was very humble about it, though, because he agreed. He was like, yeah, I mean, it's Beyonce should have won. It wasn't like he disagreed with you. But I felt bad for him. You know?
No, I felt good for him, because think of all the good stuff that happened to me, you know, the past, 7 days, 8 days. The person that won the most was Beck, because if I hadn't done that, his album of the year would have never been mentioned. Now it's in all the chatter. Kanye West messes up again. Kanye West is donkey of the day. You know, I'm already the enemy, so you can't get no worse than the villain.
It has to be hard to win an award and then have all these people saying you shouldn't have won, and the Beehive going in and leaving negative, nasty comments and saying how terrible he is.
Well, it's all subjective, though.
Yeah, it is all subjective, but
you know, he should win an award for what he did, rock album or something like that. But he shouldn't have won that award, in my opinion. But who am I to have an opinion?
You're Kanye West.
Exactly.
If you don't respect it, then it's not to be respected. But listen, one thing we always ask in the barbershop, why is Kanye always caping for Beyonce? I love Beyonce. I'm a Pinkett Smith, Winfrey knows Carter, but it seems like you're always coming to her aid. And Beyonce don't need no cape, and she's Beyonce.
I know, it's really ironic that every time it's Beyonce for some reason. It's like, why is it Beyonce? Why don't I go off on, like, whoever going off on my wife on Twitter and shit like that? Why do I cater? I think Beyonce is a great representation of an artist working hard and trying her best and getting the results from it. So say Beyonce's previous album wasn't as well received as this new album, and she got low, like I got low on my new album, and delivered something that everybody loved. And if you in America, if we have to respect greatness when we see it, and we can't smack it in the face at the cost of some vote splitting, at the cost of like blowing somebody up that could sell some T-shirts. If you see something that's great, you got to respect it. I remember I was trying to get on the basketball team in 8th grade. I hit every free throw, hit every layup, and I looked at the list and I wasn't on the list. And then the coach just gave me the Kanye shrug. Now, the basketball team in grammar school, that's like the best thing, because you get to leave school.
You gotta get all the chicks.
Yeah, you on the basketball team. We had a small gym where like you were running to the Broadway stage, like you hit a layup and stuff like. But
so hurt people.
Yeah,
somebody Kanye, I'm gonna let you finish, but you're not gonna make this basketball team.
Yeah, no. My point is, you're not gonna have somebody hit all the shots and you not give them that credit. And I think a lot of times, Beyonce, exactly what you said. You said Beyonce don't need no help. People look at Beyonce because she's rich, respect the hoe. She's a beautiful woman. She's talented. And so they figure she's got everything, so you don't even need nothing else. But I think she needs the proper accolades because she's an inspiration. So
she got 20 Grammys, 21, 20?
Not album of the year, I guess. You know.
I thought she did win that one when she won that 5-day year.
And now I don't think she's ever won an album of the year Grammy.
Okay.
And I don't know. And this is funny because Taylor was talking to me about this. She was saying that, you know, when she was the victim, she won every award. And now that she's powerful and the biggest selling artist, now she's not winning awards anymore. Because they like, what do you need? It's once again, it's that moment where the rich people line is getting clogged up because it's a practical joke that everybody in the airport, you know, are playing on rich people. As they should, because us as rich people, our focus shouldn't be on how we get a new Phantom, how we get a bigger house. Our focus should be on how do we help the middle to the lower class to have a better life. And I think that we get distracted with, you know, luxury, so-called luxury goods, so-called luxury cars. Like, and I embrace that. So anytime a rich person gets the piss taken out of them, it's cool. You know what I mean? don't do it to me all the time and stuff. But
you know, that's how we always felt about you, because you always used to speak up. Like when you said George Bush don't care about black people, you were speaking up for the have-nots. But now it seems like you were just fighting for the civil rights of rich people lately.
Rights of rich people.
I think it's the rights of everyone. You know, and another thing that I used to get really caught up on was with race. You know, with race, it's like, okay, we know it's racist people. You know, we know that a lot of white men over the age of 60 are racist. We embrace that. You know, we know that a lot of people that are in power, you know, don't really, you know, they're like Donald Sterling. We understand that. We know that. But the world is moving. You know, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, every you know, person of color or female or any minority that comes into power will eventually shift it. You know, you got the ozone layer, you got all this stuff. You see 100 years from now, the entire world might be black, just to even survive on the earth, period. You know.
Right. Now, you mentioned, you know, you stood up for Beyonce. People ask, you know, you stand up for Beyonce, you stand up for more than maybe you stand up for your own wife. Recently, people been going at your wife crazy. From the Paper magazine cover, they was like, well, why would she do that? She has money. Is it just for fame? Is it just for Instagram? Is it just for attention? You know, even Ambe Rose came on the program a couple of days ago and
said she was fake.
Said your wife was fake. How do you reply to all these people? And what do you say to everybody? Because even with us, when we seen her on the cover, it was kind of like, you know, Kim is filthy. You know, she has a child. She has a family. Why would she do that cover?
Which question? Okay,
let's do the
cover first.
You with 7 questions.
Let's do the Paper magazine.
One of the things of breaking class is respected art can break class. So one of the things that shut up a lot of people is the fact that John Paul Gould took the photograph that used to shoot Grace Jones.
Right.
And Grace Jones' physique was as new and different as Kim's physique was. And, you know, our position of power, we're not going to accept the physique that was given to us. You know, that was told to us was the proper, you know, way to look. You know, my daughter has a chance of being shaped like my wife. So until between this age and to the age where she's like that, I'm going to be fighting for that shape to be considered the highest of class. Or not the highest of class, at least equal to what someone looks at like a skinny model for. My first introduction, one of my first introductions to beauty was the Helmut Newton book, this really big book. And every woman in it was naked. This is a straight photographer. He did Playboy and he'll do Saint Laurent ads, and the highest level taste. And I was really drawn to the beauty of the way the photographs are set up, and to the fact that I was attracted to the women also. I liked the two things at once. I like the physical attraction, and I like the way the shot was set up. I think that with my wife, you know, it had been a lot of times earlier in her career where, you know, she didn't have the access to that level of photographer. Of course, he's passed away now. So now that she has the access to John Paul Gould, to Stephen Klein, to Merton Marcus, I can name all the really high level, Jackie Nicholson, all the high level photographers now, you know, it's important for her to stand, I think, for her to stand up, you know, in all of her glory and all her power. You know, her power is in her body, is in her nudity. Her power is in her mind. Her power is in her family. But body is one of the powers.
What happens when she gets older, though?
Well, she's gonna always have that body, but she's gonna have mind, family, and she's gonna create a legacy.
But you know, you name all those brands and stuff, but the hood don't know that. So the hood is like, Kanye, just tell your wife she don't got to get naked no more.
But she could get naked if she wants to. It's not illegal to get naked, and And then you think about this, like if Adam had never ate the apple, we'd all be naked. So
you hit us with that last time. I still have not understood that one.
But let me ask you this.
I've been trying to figure that one out for 2 years.
Do you feel compelled to reach out to Ambe Rose, being that that's your ex-girlfriend, and saying, listen, just calm it down, leave my wife alone, and just chill out?
She's just soaking in the moment. Nobody feel compelled to do nothing. If Kim had like dated me when I first wanted to be with her, it wouldn't be an Ambe Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so it's your fault, Kim. It's your fault. I hollered at you before.
But Amber said Kim was sending you naked pictures while y'all was together, though.
I wish. I would have gladly, happily have liked to. She didn't. Why? Because by the way, it's like it's very hard for a woman to want to be with someone that's with Ambe Rose. So she wasn't sending nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to take 30 showers before I got with Kim, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Please wait.
But
don't ask me no more. See, I just want to be respectful,
right,
man. You know?
Let's get class on Amber. All right.
Listen, I saw you say I was watching something on TV just now, and they were saying that you said fashion lines didn't want to deal with you because you was married to a reality show star. Just on a business level, because personally we could tell you're happy. Just on a business level, do you feel the Kardashian brand has hurt Kanye West brand?
No, it's helped because it just showed like my ability to bring Mos Def into the studio with Jay-Z, my ability to bridge the gap, to bridge, somebody sitting over at this lunch table, they the fashion world, they cool and stuff. Somebody sitting over at this lunch table, they're celebrity and they have a perception about that. And, I showed people the power of what happens when you work together. Mm-hmm. And now, Kim can sell a dress faster than any magazine cover.
And you got her on the cover of Vogue, which is something that we never thought was going to happen, the way that Anna Wintour felt and how she had expressed that in the past.
What did she say? She said something today, right? Or earlier today?
Oh, about bringing Northwest to the fashion shows. That was alleged, though. Yeah. They said allegedly she was saying that's not the proper place for a child,
Yeah, I can't speak on alleged comments.
Mm-hmm.
Does it bother you when you see the news and they like, Northwest was crying at a fashion show? I mean, she's a baby. That's what babies do.
And she's at her daddy's fashion show, which makes sense. I mean, I would think you would want your daughter front row at your fashion show. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. No one could tell me where to have my child in that,
I got 4 of them. They cried. No, you can't tell them when to cry, when not to cry. They gonna cry.
Dame Dash at the BET Awards, BET Honors. Why'd you let him present you with that award?
because
he presented me to the world. You know, I wouldn't have a record deal if it wasn't for Dame Dash.
How was that first conversation? Because at one time he hated you. I ain't gonna say he hated you.
I don't think he hated you. He felt you weren't loyal to him.
Right.
I think.
And I wasn't. And this was an extremely visionary move on my part to move with to roll with Jay-Z.
It was smart.
Did you tell Dame that? I mean, if he's the one that believed in you, then why does Hov get the credit in the Big Brother records?
I mean, I mentioned Dame a lot in raps, but you know, the story's not done. Mm. You know, sometimes it's been moments where like I was wilding out, you know, blah 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 blah, and Jay would be like, okay, yeah, you just got to sit this down right now, sit these couple plays out. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it was the moment when, you know, Rockefeller split. It made more sense for me career-wise to roll with Jay, even though Dame had supported me. Yeah, supported me. Mm-hmm. And then I wonder, I say, where would we be, you know, if I rolled with Dame? Mm-hmm. Would I have been more successful? Would I have been less successful? I can't say. But at that time, I came to Rockefeller because Jay-Z was my idol. Right. And it would have been very hard for me, you know, at that young state where I was to separate from my idol. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's the decision I made at there. And do I say that there was some disloyalty in that? Yeah, I own up to that. Is it anything that me and Dame could do together now to make money? I think so. Will I do it? You got a film
company, right?
Yeah, we're going to work on films. And actually, I really like the films that he's doing. He had all type of ideas in there. Like Dame is like the original person who understood culture and really was in it in every situation. Would go and, if Beans had a problem, would go, pick Beans up with, if some, he'd have us on a jet with him, talking to us direct, talking to me and GLC directly, talking to me about GLC with the film company, like, yo, we got to put out GLC album, just kind of remind, similar to what you were saying the last time we was talking about having like the real, you got to definitely say that Dame's a real.
Absolutely.
So, and when he came over the crib and I just saw him, man, I missed him, man. I miss, I missed the good, I missed the bad, I missed, all of that, because all of that is what created College Dropout. That tension, all of that is what created Late Registration. And we creating something new now in the fashion world and in the film world.
We realized the other day, we realized that you still have a love for music. And the reason I say that is I don't know who we were talking to.
It was
Me and
Tyga.
Tyga was talking to Tyga. We was talking to Ty Dolla $ign. And I heard a remix with so many different people. They was like, Kanye's in the studio working with everybody.
You've always got the new guys.
Always have the new guys.
That may not even be next in the studio with you. It's like you keep your ear to the streets.
Yeah. I have to work, like I think a lot of times people get rich, people get comfortable, people fall in love and everything. I went to this Drake concert in Germany. I flew to the concert to go see it. And he got this one line where he say like, something about people be falling in love with famous girls and and they don't be working as much. And he rapped it, and then when he rapped, he knew I was in the concert. You like look down and stuff when he do it.
Too in love with fashion and women or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But he was right. You know what I'm saying? I got to get on my job, and that's why I got on the end of that bless. Hello, I'm back.
Right,
what I'm saying? Like we back in the studio. It's times that I got to go pick my daughter up and take her to dance class in the morning and just. I try to create a regiment, but at least if I go to the studio like 6 hours a day, and it's funny is because when I first sat with Tyga, like me and Virgil seen Tyga at the Ball Mod store, and we knew he was fresh. Certain people, they have a certain talent with clothing. Tyga, ASAP Rocky, that's the thing. Certain people got certain talent with the bars and shit. Young Thug, Big Sean, and I sat in the studio with, it was me, Thug, Sean, Travis, Tyga, and I was just saying how we gotta bring our resources together. We have to see how we can help each other to make each other way fresher, share information, build, have ciphers. Like back in the Wu-Tang era, like people used to have ciphers. So last night when I was working on All Day at Q-Tip's house, it was like me, Vic Mensa, Q-Tip, and we was building on culture. Instead of trying to write bars, we built on that. And then I started writing the bars. Then they started coming, and we just started bouncing ideas off each other. So, with me, I'm only a humble servant. If you have power, you have to empower. You have the power to get power away. What I said on the word song power. No one man should have all that power. Is a true statement. No one man has the power. The power is in the people. The people give you the power. The people chose me to be the people's champ. As soon as I go up talk about I, me, you lose that. And then you got next generations. You got, no matter how hard I try, Drake is going to speak to a generation in a way that I might not have been at that same basketball game he was at, that same high school game, watched that same TV show, went to that same club. Tyga's going to speak to a certain, Big Sean's going to speak to a certain generation. And it's important for a revolution, like Common said on that song he just won for. It's the youth and the OGs have to come together. You need the energy of the youth. You need the knowledge of the OGs.
That's why the Bible, old men for counsel, young men for war.
Yeah, that's why I sit with Puff. I sit with Dame. I sit with Jay. I sit with Farrakhan. I talk to the OGs and try to figure out how we can help each other.
Now with Tyga, you mentioned Tyga. You're executive producing his album. Do you feel like his relationship with your sister-in-law is inappropriate?
I think that. That's a good question right there. You know what I'm saying? I think that I think he got in early. I think he was smart.
I told him he's redshirting him, and I said that's a great red shirt prospect. And let's be clear, Russell was 35 when he met Kimora. She was 17.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't,
They close.
But I'm from the South too, though. So
they closer in age than a lot of relationships that I know.
He's 25. She'll be 18 in August. Like,
yeah, I knew Tyga was smart.
That's
no. Tyga came up here though and said they were just friends. I mean, that's what he's supposed to say, but
Yeah, I can't speak on nobody's relationship.
Thank you, yeah. We appreciate that. We appreciate that a whole lot, yeah.
Your album. We getting what kind of album are we getting? What should we expect?
Bars, songs, cookout, music that just feels good. Like my last album was a protest of music. I was like, I'm gonna take my ball and go home.
All right.
If y'all ain't gonna let me play where I want to play and do clothes and do this, y'all and stuff like that. Yeah, start shooting the ball real slow. If somebody be at the free throw for a long time. That was my whole album and stuff. Like, I don't even got no music. I just let y'all have a little music on Bound, but that was it. But this album's just embracing the music, embracing, joy, and just making, being of service to the people. I just hope that people like it and enjoy it, That's it.
Now listen, you Mr. Minister Farrakhan.
Yeah.
Now I also saw you say when you was at the backstage at the Grammys, you said you didn't want to speak too much because you didn't want to jeopardize your clothing line. But a lot of people don't like to stand next to the minister because they feel like he jeopardizes their business. Why are you not afraid to, show your relationship with the minister?
It's interesting because I actually asked for the minister to give me my BET Visionary Award, and he felt like it wasn't the right time. And maybe for reasons just like that. Right now I'm working on a documentary with him about him and about his music. That he's a classically trained violinist, and he's also one of the most humane people. And now, he got that stamp in the same way like how my wife was, stamped with the sex tape. The minister was stamped with the
bigotry.
Yeah. And it's important that while he's still alive, he has to see the people appreciate his message. Because if you ever hear him talk, it's about humanity. It's about one race. Soon as you hear his name, I see people's faces like change. They have a perception. It's a lot that I can learn from him. Perhaps, maybe the minister mentioned Beck one too many times or something like that. And it's things I can learn in my path of how to always keep my communication as open as possible. Because right now it's right at that tip where it's like, yeah, we gotta have him because he's gonna bring some excitement to the Grammys and all that. But we're working on this documentary. And it's amazing. It shows that he had like a white violin instructor, but then he talked about because, he was black, how he couldn't get the white instructor, and there was no black instructors that can instruct him well enough. And he talks about how he was asked to stop doing music. He had to choose between the nation and music, and then how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad asked him to come in one day to play the violin. And he embraces his passion of music, and it's just a beautiful story about a beautiful soul that's very misunderstood, and one of our most powerful, messengers. And it's very important that we protect our messengers. It's very important that we support them.
Yeah, the minister's very sharp. Do you think it's kind of confusing though when he'll say, negative things about Jewish people, but then say we should learn from them? That's kind of a confusing message.
Oh, you could. Yeah, we definitely should learn from them. We should learn from us. I'm tired of the, us and them. Us meaning we should learn from human beings. Right. Yeah, it's the first thing we're gonna do to, I think, stop racism and stop focusing on racism. And I understand that there's somebody going to work right now that has a white boss that's talking down to him because they black. I'm not trying to deny that, but I'm saying, we understand that people is different races. It'd be like light skin against dark skin and stuff. It just slows down the conversation, man. You don't know. Like, I don't know if it's excuse me for the statement.
It makes for great jokes, though.
Yeah, it does.
Especially on the light skin.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also people are human beings. So everything this man says, when I talk to him, everything he says is pretty much correct. But I'm saying everything a person says is not going to be correct. Every move a person makes is not going to be well timed. But sometimes those mistimed moves can inspire the next generation. Like Pac used to say. He said, I might not change the world, but I'm inspired somebody that changes the world. When I think about, okay, I want to do surround vision. I want to do my movie theater. I want to do my clothing line. I want to do this. my goal is, man, maybe there's a 4-year-old that's gonna see that and cure cancer one day. Maybe we could keep, if your job is inspiration, you have to keep pushing that at all costs, because you never know who's gonna be inspired by that. And a lot of the reasons why I'm successful now is because the people who work with me now grew up on a college dropout. You know, before, when I was going in years ago, everyone, they listen to rock, they like Bruce Springsteen, they don't even know about the college dropout. So now they know what we brought to the table, and they wanna be a part of this, this movement in a way.
Right. Now, last year when it was so much racial tension and the police brutality and stuff, like it's almost like people wanted you to say something. Were you purposely, falling back from being vocal about the Mike Brown situations and things like that?
Yeah, my dad would email me and say, stay out of it. And now my dad is like 1,000 times smarter than me and 1,000 times more social than me. He like literally lived at a homeless shelter. Right. And he emailed me and told me, stay out of it. That's my only parent. So I have to listen to him.
Why? Well,
sometimes.
why did he say that?
I think he's just trying to be protective of his son. I can't run in front of every bullet. I just can't run in front of every single bullet.
Is it in the music for this album, maybe?
Oh yeah, we definitely, yeah. I'm always gonna, talk about, what's going on, like Marvin Gaye would say. It's definitely gonna be in there.
How much of this album is done?
I think 80%. I'm trying to get it finished. I'm trying to get it to the people, as soon as possible.
How you gonna release it? It's gonna be like a
surprise.
You can't have a release date. That's so
or is it just
you can't do it? It's played out.
Yeah,
it's last year's fashion. You can't do it.
100% release dates is played out. So so the surprise is gonna be a surprise. There goes a surprise.
No surprise.
Now one thing the hood always wants to know too: where did that soft whisper Michael Jackson voice come from? It debuted on the Kris Jenner show a couple years ago.
Why did the hood want to know that? I never heard that in no barbershop.
And you use
I don't know
it
that the hood
sometimes.
watches that show. But
You've used it in more than that setting. Where did that come from? Is that like I don't know. And you're in a shell. I don't know.
Man, don't know. No, nobody wants, like, the worst thing. The thing that America doesn't want. Okay, yeah, America and the world, they antagonize black men. Because black men aren't in their own country. Not in power. Blah blah. All this like, so you constantly getting poked at. But the thing that they hate the most is the angry black man. Even though they can cause you to be angry, they hate that. And if you could just understand how to not get angry in a boxing match. If you get angry, you lost. Right. So this is a match of life, a match of culture. And if I'm angry all the time, I've already lost. So I just need to stop being angry. And people say, yeah, what does he have to be angry about? I got enough to be happy about to focus on that, to not be angry about stuff. And plus, it helps me work better when I'm calm.
Right. Now, the hood wants to know, this is a barbershop question. Does Beyonce and Kim have a problem? Because it seems like the people pit them against each other.
Question mark. Boom.
All the time.
Does Beyonce and Kim have a problem?
No, they love each other. They respect each other. When Beyonce is working on an album, she has like pictures of Kim on the wall because Kim represents, powerful women. Kim is like be playing the what's the song? I Know You Care. What's that song called?
7-Eleven.
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
Right.
Playing that video, playing it for our daughter.
That's Kim's not the only picture on the wall, right?
No, it's some other. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, that's weird.
But it's definitely, they definitely respect each other. But it's all, maybe there's a LeBron James Kobe element to it, but I ain't say that. But
but they're not even in the same lane. Like Kim don't sing, and she's not entertaining.
They're in the bad mommy lane.
Yeah. They in
the MILF lane, is that
MILF.
what you were trying to say?
I wasn't gonna say that. I'm not gonna. But they're in the bad.
When it comes
Beautiful mommy lane.
Shut up,
to
Andy.
raising Northwest, does it concern you? Are you like, okay, obviously she's gonna be spoiled because we're her parents, but does it concern you that you want to make sure she's like got some type of street sense or anything like that? Do you even think about that?
Yeah, her and her big, my friends would call them her uncles. Her uncles definitely gonna put her on, and definitely, it's this toy. I wish I know what's the name of the brand of the toy, Gabe? What's the name of the store we went to yesterday? Sweet William. They got these toys that my daughter got Vanessa Beecroft that did the fashion show, she bought my daughter 3 wolves, and she saw because I would see toys that people would see, and I'll be like, I'm like, these toys is weak. She gotta have better toys than this, right? And sure enough, when she got these wolves from this toy store, she was going crazy. This is the happiest I ever seen her, right? So of course, I'm gonna go and buy every single toy there. And I was just having a conversation with my wife yesterday, like, okay, so we can't give her all these toys, though. We can't just walk in and just give her all the toys at once. She's like, we'll just give them all for her birthday. Like, we can't give her, she can't even have everything for her birthday. We're gonna have to like piece this out, you know? So I am very conscientious about the idea of someone being, you know, too spoiled. Because I think I've been spoiled in the past. And
is that where the song Wolves came from? Those wolves? I'm
always thinking about wolves for some reason. That's always been on my mind. Yeah.
Let's go back to Dame for a second.
I'm just going ahead and give y'all a sound bite that y'all want. I'm just going ahead and say it, where the Wolf song came from. The Wolf song, I'm just going ahead and say it, and because maybe this will promote it happening. So I'm going to go ahead and put it out in the real world. The Wolf song came from a conversation that me and Drake had where we was going to do an album together. And the album is called Wolves.
Jay would have been pissed off about that. Because when Jay came in, I asked Jay, would he ever do another album with an artist?
He said no.
I said, nah, specifically. He said no, because me and Jay already started that.
Yeah, so, and that's what happened. Me and Jay started talking about Watch the Throne, and Drake went and did all the records with Wayne and did the tour, and we never did it. But I just went out and put it in the ether. I put it out in the world.
Right. So you asked
if y'all
Drake?
Don't like it, then y'all can send it right back.
So you asked Drake to do an album?
Yeah, I asked him, and we talked about it, and he said, yeah, we was going to do it. And actually, you know, he was sending beats back and forth. You know, I got this one record with Young Thug that I think we're going to put on Rihanna album. I know I'm giving a lot of information away today.
That's what you're here for. Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
We're excited.
Okay. Okay. Listen, so let's talk about you and Dame. Does that affect you and Jay's relationship now?
Nobody's relationship affect any relationship. Everybody need to just have a good relationship. You know, if anything, you know, we all helped each other at a certain point, and, you know, we all see each other at a certain point.
Do you and Jay still have a great relationship? Because, you know, you said that was your idol, but, you know, you work hard so your idols become your rivals.
Man, I wouldn't be sitting here today right now if it wasn't Jay. Jay helped me, period, in every single way that you can think. You know, whether it was like holding me down when I'm in New York, I'm the dude with the pink polo and the bad attitude.
Yep.
And I'm still here.
Yep.
Jay-Z.
So is this Drake and Kanye album gonna happen?
I don't know. It might happen because I threw that out.
Don't do it, man.
You know, by the way, he
he
probably be mad that I mentioned it on y'all show since he like because he dislikes y'all so much.
No, he hates him.
Okay,
big black bully over there. He hates him.
Yeah.
So, is it true that one time you was in a restaurant and when you had back in the pink polo days, some dudes in New York was gonna rob you? What was it called?
Yeah.
Chelsea Diner.
And Beanie came through with the pistol and
that's
held
true.
you down?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you may owe Beanie something for that?
I'm not gonna put out some some, let me see.
Ye got media training. This is a new Ye.
Yeah.
He thinks about things.
He wants to know. I feel you don't want to say something that could be misconstrued.
This is a new Ye.
Beans might still be on on them papers. Let me think about how I'm gonna say this one.
Okay, I know this is gonna sound like a somewhat politically correct answer, like one of these politician type answers, but you know, I owe every hip hop artist in a way, and I don't mean for you to come to, you know, House the Street and stand in front of my apartment and be like, ask for beats or a verse or something like that. But you know, I owe hip hop. You know, just like saying like Ben Horowitz is like the only VC out in San Fran that like believes in rap. You know, he gave Nas a piece of, you know, Rap Genius and all that. You know, he used to be in a rap group. But, you know, we all owe hip hop. And I believe that I do have the ability, that I believe that I'm going to be the head of the first $1 trillion company. And 100%, when I get to that point, you know, no rapper would ever have to worry about it. would ever have to worry about anything again. You know, my plan is to be coming one by one. Big Daddy Kane, come to his crib, you know, everybody crib. And, you know, how to
hip-hop reparations.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Forrest Gump moment.
There you go.
After they, like, you know, when they got Apple and it came to everybody, like, I owe every, you know, hip-hop artist because I wouldn't have made it this far without all of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at my daughter's name, you know. That's hip-hop. Her name's Nori. You know what I'm saying?
So you did name your daughter after Nori.
No.
There's an element of that in
Nori
there.
thought when Nori heard only one, Nori was tweeting. I think he's talking about his daughter. Like Nori thought for a moment.
No,
he did. Nori tweeted that.
Only one has nothing to do with Noriega.
I didn't think so.
I didn't see that tweet, by the way.
Let's hope not.
It don't have nothing to do with Noriega whatsoever. But everything else in my life does.
Okay. No, right.
Let's talk about some of your artists for a second. Like you got a close relationship with Drake, but at one point Pusha T and Drake had a little issue, and you know Pusha was hurt because you came out at OVO Fest.
Yeah, we got over it.
Kanye, it's a new Kanye, I'm telling you.
Now, Tiana Taylor, what's going on with her?
She put out an amazing album.
Mm-hmm.
She's your artist, but like she's very talented, but it seems like you don't support her, like you don't stand by her, like you should maybe.
You know what? I don't support her enough. I need to do more. I need to rap on some remixes. I need to go shoot some videos. A lot of times, it just, you know, when you're focusing on clothing, you're focusing on your family, you're focusing on all these different things, you know, it's hard to put all the focus, you know, but yeah, I do need to put some more focus on it. I haven't put enough focus to it.
You are a true Gemini. 2 weeks ago, you was bum rushing the stage, calling out Beck, far from humble, and now you're just like humble as can be right now.
Like I tell you, it seems like love for the music. Like he brought out Fetty Wap when he was performing at his show. Who's a Jersey artist that's pretty new, and it's telling me that you're back to that element of music again. And that's what people are excited about.
Yeah, and I was able to get, you know what's so funny is like right after I did the fashion show, I went to go shoot the Blessings video with Drake and Sean, and I was so happy. I was so happy to be able to go do that. And I used to be resentful of having to do music. But because I was able to now I could take a piss, you know. It's like somebody tell you just do one, you know.
I usually piss first, but I feel you what you're saying.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm just happy to just keep creating and just inspire people through joy and accomplishment. And like with the Adidas thing, they gave me a little bit of oxygen. Like I couldn't breathe. I was looking at a person suffocating. I got some ideas out. Maybe that's 10%, 5% of what I really want to do. Like I want to be supported by Disney in the same way how Adidas supported me. I want Disney Imagineering to support my ideas and the same energy that Fashion Week had and that same front row and all that. Bob Iger, I'm telling you, I'm a bring that. I know, you know, right now our brands might not mix, but like I'm a family man. Thank you for Frozen. That's like a second nanny, you know. So
yeah. Now,
you've been very reluctant though to call yourself a designer. At what point will you say I am a designer? Do you feel like there is going to be a point, or you're just a creator?
I think I don't even know if it's I don't even want to give myself any form of a title anymore. I'm not calling myself a genius. I'm not calling myself a visionary. Any title. Only thing I can say that is I'm a servant. You know, I want to serve. And if I can get a group of amazing designers together to create something to be able to serve the public, then that's my job. I'm just a humble servant.
How do we know you're telling us the truth and you're not just being politically correct because of your corporate connects?
Well, you know, I'm never politically correct. You know, I'm just speak from my heart of exactly where I'm at that time, you know?
Now, recently you said that when you first got with Kim, you lost a lot of friends. Why was that? And who? Who were your friends that you lost?
You know, when I said that in the interview, I said so-called friends.
Yeah, those are just your fashion people that you were getting to know?
Yeah, getting to know that, you know, it's all this, should we let them sit at the table? Should we not let them sit at the table? But there were some people in fashion that did stand by us. There's Kareem Rothfield, there's Ricardo Tisci, that, you know, even Anna Wintour, they were part of the anti-Kimye move, you know. They were standing on the front line when there was an anti-Kimye movement. And now, they're here any meeting, any dinner they have, they'll be like, man, see, I told y'all I was the ones that was, like Ricardo dressed her, Kareem put her on a magazine, Anna put her on a magazine. So that statement was a little bit out of context because it wasn't everybody.
Okay.
But there was a lot of people. And so be it. They was wrong and we was right.
Do you hold grudges, or are you cool to work with people even after that?
You just know they fake. You know how to deal with them.
Yeah, I don't hold no. Yeah, I don't. I've never held a grudge anyway. You
see, he's back here.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
They said after you left this day, you were really flustered. I know you went to go see Sway, and a lot of people were saying y'all messed up his whole day after the interview with the Breakfast Club.
That was beautiful, man. At least that happened. Like, at least the house Sway. I know you was mad that you didn't get that part right there, but it's like you got me.
You ain't got the answer.
You got the answer, Charlamagne. That was a good one though. A good soundbite.
You got me souped up and stuff. You charged me up for that joint, but it's like he really didn't have the answers. That was incorrect. That was incorrect what he was saying. I could have said it in a calmer way, but he was misinformed.
But I think the only thing I was saying last time was like those fashion people don't love you.
Yeah.
So it's like, why ask them for help? You Kanye. And as you can see, you're doing pretty okay for yourself.
Well, I needed that help because still now I got like one of my head designers worked at Margiela for a while. One of the girl worked on the shoes, worked at Celine. I've been pulling that talent from a place that was only for the $4,000 jacket lines to a place that we're going to be delivering shoes at $200, $100. We might get some shoes down to $60. I mean, we about to flip this whole thing on its head. It's a new idea of apparel, and they got information, and I had to ask them. I had to be humble. I had to beg to go to dinners, and I had to explain to them why. Why should we work with you? Yeah, how we know you just not, another celebrity is gonna wear a red leather jacket, or you gonna diss us in public, or you gonna, and it's been a long journey, and now we gained some ground, and now I can give some dope shit to the people. But these people are knowledgeable, man. They went to the Yale of of fashion.
Humbly speaking, these are the experts, and you're trying to learn from them to get better in the fashion world.
Yeah, I hate when people be talking about, I just designed a restaurant. You be like, man, it look like you designed this restaurant, man.
Did you get backlash from E when you told Terrence J and Chloe, take the E logos off? The Kardashians own a percentage of this.
That was turnt. I'm really happy I did that, man. That was like really ignorant, That was
Did E get backlash like, Chris, control your son?
Yeah, because they was happy because they got more ratings. And by the way, my opinion from someone that's knowledgeable, what's offensive to me is that over branding, all that. That's too much, man. That's not futuristic, man. That's in the now and in the past. They got to be forward, man. We got to promote forward ideas, man, because beauty is important. If beauty wasn't important, my wife wouldn't be so famous. You don't get
insulted when you say that?
What?
Like I heard you say that at the after party. It was like, if it wasn't for beauty, the Kardashians wouldn't be famous. If I said that could come off as insulting.
But they beautiful. How many people want to be that beautiful?
But they don't have anything else. Brains.
Obviously they connected some business sense because they all successful family and all multimillionaires. And one thing I think about with me is look how long it's taken me to turn any of my friends to a multimillionaire. Kim did it like that. She did it out the gate. She was like, oh, you going to take Chloe? You going to take Courtney? We're going to take Courtney's boyfriend. We're going to take the kids. We're going to take this, and we all going to be millionaires like that. Like reality is like rap. It's so futuristic. It's the new, like my wife is a visionary at the end of the day. Like SNL want to make skits and be like, what did you do? I don't know nobody else that is successful at what she's doing as her.
Now, I only got a couple more questions. Was only one therapeutic for you? Like, did it bring you to tears in the studio? Maybe.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it brought my wife to tears. Anybody I play it for, and people ask me why did I go Only One over all day? Well, Only One made me feel like me. It made me feel like this was the song I had to play. Back in the studio of Cameron and Jip Jones and whoever played 30, Dipset records. Right. What am I going to play to be the pink polo? What am I going to play that's going to stand out? What point do I have? That was my problem, my issue I had once I got, which I love Cruel Summer. I think it's amazing, but I felt like I started sort of, blending in with the pack in a way, with a record like Click, which is a great Click. I mean, it was a great song. We still perform it. But it's important for me to innovate. And even like with Drake, I think he'll tell you, it's like it's important to have a Yeezus album. It's important to have whatever this next thing is, because, you know, he can, you need vibes from all directions. You need innovators. My job in life is to innovate. I think The Only One is an innovative record. I think 4-5 is an innovative record. I think Wolves is a less innovative, but it's the third proposition this year off the album. And Wolves sounds like, you know, 808s a bit. It sounds like signature Kanye, post 808s, Drake world, you know, record. That's a run on. You got a proper run on, so you can say you understand what I'm talking about.
Because the record sounds so personal.
Very personal.
And this may sound crazy, but like my grandmother, who I love dearly, she was my second mom. She passed away, and I had a dream about it. And it was like she was talking to me in my dream. So I wonder if you had like a vision of your mother speaking to you, maybe, that caused that record.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I didn't realize I said, and I didn't even know exactly. It's literally like those movies you see where it's like somebody talking to you. I murmured that, and I realized after the fact I said only one. And my name, Kanye, my mother named me that. It means only one. That's the meaning of my name. Then, after the song was out, my cousin Abigail, which I promised I got you some shoes. I'm looking for a size 6. They run a little bit big, but said, you know that. Our grandmother, my mom, used to say, "Now lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord our soul to keep," before she would put me to bed. And my grandmother actually named me Omari, which is the first line, "Hello, Mari." So I realized at that point that they were both talking to me.
Right.
It wasn't just my mom, that my grandmother was speaking to me. So you get these generations. So right now I'm working on a video game for Only One. And the idea is it's my mother going through the gates of heaven. And you got to bring her to the highest gates of heaven by holding her to the light. And, you know, we've been working on it for like 6 months. So
Is that why you kept the lights low at the Grammys? Because that was the first time you performed it, you thought you might break down?
I didn't like, nah, it was supposed to be more smoke on it, and the practice version was better. And I wasn't completely satisfied with the visuals on the Grammys. You know, that's why I turned up on the SNL visuals. I was like, I ain't playing. They gotta know I'm not playing. These visuals gotta hurt. They gotta, yeah. But
and working with Paul McCartney, I read an article where they compare you to John Lennon. Has Paul McCartney ever said anything to you about that?
Nah, but we talk about any and everything. But I do think that there's like the angst that I feel, the angst that I feel from the world, the angst that I feel from like, you know, what people are going through in Chicago, what people are going through financially, the angst, what people are going through with just, you know, I feel like John felt like that. And when I got past the Gucci store and got past how cool my jacket was, I finally was, like the song says, the man I always knew you could be. When I became like a protector, a dad, a husband, I finally, you know, could stand up and stand for something. Right. You know?
But we appreciate you joining us, man.
The new improved media trained, yay!
Yes. We appreciate you joining us. I'm glad you came back.
Yeah, happy to be here.
I think it was back, and Charlamagne, man.
I love that this started so different. He loves your new songs.
Calmer guy, humbler guy.
Well, listen, when I gave him Donkey Day last time, what did I say? I said a guy that's so easy to like, but he makes it hard to want to like him. With just a couple of antics, but that's part of being human, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Kanye West. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.